Hi, how you doing? It's great to be here. When I I'm trying to figure out where to start with my story because my story can get be from way back when I was a kid when I was selling lemon heads and grape heads in the cafeteria. My first little entrepreneurial pursuit, which went awry when I was in the cafeteria and I shut it all down. I had to go to the principal's office because everybody was huddling over me to buy these grape heads and lemon heads that weren't basically they weren't in the store in my local neighborhood, but they were in like the urban area where I used to go to church. So I go to the corner store in the urban area, bring it to the suburban area where it wasn't there, and they loved it. Eventually, it got shut down, and I had to go to the corner store and give them, this is where it's at. This is where you can buy it. So everybody, that's no, that's where it all started, really. Um, and I got the corner store to sell what they wanted. So that's where I got my bug from. And off and on, I've had the entrepreneurial bug. I've studied copywriting. I've intensely. I've been a big. I guess in the early days, I've been a big proponent of following Tony Robbins and NLP and learning how to create products and marketing online throughout the years. And I've created many products. I've done different things as far as building my list and so forth, all those things. And I had a little foray into live streaming when Meerkat was around, when he really got into the mobile live streaming. I was really into that, and it was a crazy thing because I was an introvert, and being in front of the video camera was shocking and scary for me. So I got over that because people really wanted to see my face, and I didn't realize that. So I got over that fear of being in front of the camera, and that was great. That was great. And it's just all these different things. I did podcasting like 6 years ago. It was awful. I didn't do it right, and learned from that and started this year, and really is taking off. And of course, like I said, it was taking off. You were on the show, and it was awesome. So podcasting is really my main hub now, just like you. When it's my main hub where I kind of bring everybody to the table, and kind of everything you know branches out from there. So I'm loving podcasting. I'm loving how to create products and so forth from that hub. So yeah. My favorite book is called Poke the Box by Seth Godin. And yeah, Poke the Box, because I am introverted and shy in many ways, but this book helps me. I think I have to read it like once every year because it kind of helps me like nudge myself to initiate initiate action, which is hard for me to do sometimes. So I need that book. So every time I read that, I'm motivated to poke the box. This is going to be a little crazy, but it's going to be entitled "Time is Not on Your Side." Yeah. Oh no. Mm. I love it. That's great. That's great. Oh, there are 5 things? 5 things? Oh, okay. I thought there was only 3. Okay, so this is a little tricky now. So, the first thing, laptop, and along with the laptop, I gotta have the backpack. That's 2. I need to have 1 change of clothes, so I hope that's good for 3. A pack of pens, and a notebook or journal for the 5th one. How's that sound? Right. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Awesome. Okay. Yes, I have my schedule here. My morning routine, really, like, I mean, trying to figure out where you want me to start with the morning routine. But, I wake up pretty early. Now, I was waking up around really like 7:30, 7. But now I'm trying to boost that down to about 6:30 at the moment right now. Um, shower and stuff, get something to eat. I do some Bible study around 8. Um, I do promoting and prospecting around 9 to 12. Um, Lunch for half an hour, 12:30. And then at about 12:30 to 1:30, I do like some follow-up tasks, and that might be somebody, catching up with a guest or people who can emailed me, that kind of thing. Um, and just connecting with people I haven't connected with a while. That's follow-up time. And then, 1:30 to 3, I just do some freestyle stuff. Maybe I go on a podcast or something, get interviewed or something of that nature. Maybe I'll go to the store. So something, yeah, right. Yes, 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 right. Mhm. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And this it's a great day to see it happening finally and getting it out there. Yes, I do have one question, which is probably it's going to be the most cliche question that you probably always get. It's going to be very cliche. It's like, how do you do it? That's the question. Yes. Oh. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Mm. I love it. We can't wait till you get on the East Coast like I am. Being Yes. Yes. Right. Oh, sure. Yes. The fastest way is to go to theauthorityletter.com, where I have a newsletter that I do like about every week, and I have 3 cool videos to help you build your authority platform. They're very cool, very concise and short, so nothing long-winded. You can go there. If you want to hear more about my coaching services, you can go to bryan.coach. And the podcast is called The Authority Project, and you can listen practically everywhere. And yes. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you.
Welcome to Ask Gwen, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today with me, I have Bryan, and I want to introduce him. I was lucky enough to be on his podcast, and his podcast is fabulous too. And so I'm going to let Bryan take it away and share his story, and hopefully, you guys get inspired by his story as well. So yeah, and what, Brian? What is your favorite book? Polka dots. Okay. Yeah, yeah. And if your BFF had to write a book about you, what would the title be? Time, no, time is not on your side, especially when you have a disability, have host of disabilities. Actually, I have been diagnosed now with either sleep apnea or asthma, and yeah, time is not on. Oh no. Yeah, my fan base finds us out on the podcast. Oh, welcome to my life, you guys. Um, yeah, that, and I have also reflux disease as well, which has been a long time issue, which now I'm finally dealing with. But time is definitely not on the side, and I am, as you guys know, I'm moving to the East Coast, and so that's public knowledge, and that's why I'm moving to the East Coast to make myself a better quality of life. And so, if you had to move and only take five things with you, what would they be? Five things. Yep, yep, yep. So do you could do your podcast or write or do something when you get to the other end. And so now with people say to me, I would take my car keys, I would take everything else. But now with the cell phones and laptop, you're good to go because they have ride sharing apps like Uber, and so you would people would actually figure out their ways by Google GPS and Uber and yeah, and so yeah, and so what is your morning routine? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It all it all depends, but you You also lost your job due to COVID. I remember you telling me this um, on your podcast. And so you and I are kindred spirits. I also lost my job due to COVID. And no, I didn't get COVID to lose my job. I lost my job back in March because of the pandemic hitting. And as we record this today on December 8th, there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel. For those of you guys who have been paying attention to the news, and for those of you guys who have not, they have started releasing coronavirus vaccines in the UK and slowly but surely releasing them in the US. And yes, I am going to get a COVID vaccine. You know I am. And so by maybe I'll be on the East Coast. Hopefully it will be when hopefully it will be before I leave, but hopefully it will be in March of 2021 that they release. But we'll see what Pfizer and Eli Lilly decide. I am not the powers that be. So if it were in Winterhold, they would be released immediately to the disabled population. But since I'm not a doctor, and I just have to be patient like the rest of you guys, patience, little I. And so I am super excited to say that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we all can't wait because we want lives back. Yeah, yeah, it's a great day. It's a great day. And so, Brian, as we wrap this interview up, do you have any questions for me? How do I do it? How well? Um, well, as I record this, I got a phone call this morning that says, well, basically, do you want to take a week off of school? For those of you that don't know, I'm in school finishing up my journalism degree, and I'm like, yes, please, I'll take a week off of school. Um, so I am going back to, don't worry, I haven't dropped school completely, but I am going back to school next week instead of this week. And I'm like super happy because I'm like balancing moving to the East Coast slash getting me medically diagnosed slash school. And I'm like, this is too much. This but even yesterday, I said, I grumbled as I got out of the car in my own driveway. I said, too much, um, because me and doctors don't mix. So I grumbled to my aide, this is too much. So giving me the space and grace to breathe just a little bit, I will do it. But how do I do it? I try and schedule my time like everyone else. I typically do podcasts way early in the morning and late in the afternoon if I can. And because at 8 a.m., my aides fall in, and then I have to be on CP duty. But you guys, when I get to the East Coast, um, that is going to shift in a big way because I am I have a dear friend who's willing and able to help me do my overnight stuff. And then I am finding aides more of a companion than housekeepers. So that's going to shift. And so I'm going to put CP a little bit on back burner, even though CP will always be on the front burner. And I'm going to be able to focus on journalism stuff. So right now I can't. Right now there's no way. So I try to squeeze it in when I can, and I'll leave it at that, and I'll fill in pieces of the puzzle once I get to the East Coast of my old schedule versus my new schedule. Yeah, yeah, and it's gonna be lovely to be in a normal time zone where people are actually functioning in instead of my alien time, though Mountain Standard Time. I'm like, the only advantage to that is that you can make phone calls at 7 o'clock in the morning and get people to answer. But other than that, there's no advantage to me being stuck and landlocked in Mountain Standard Time with snow and ice and cerebral palsy at that. So, Brian, where can people find you and where can people get a hold of you if they choose to do so? And of course, where can people listen to your podcast? Yes, and people, don't listen to my episode. Go listen to my episode because Brian is a great interviewer in himself, and I talk about overcoming obstacles and doing all that. So if you guys know my story by now, you guys know it's the same old spill, just on a different podcast. But I love it, and I'm now a subscriber to the SRD projects, and you guys should go subscribe to. And please, 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 please help us out and leave a review in Apple Podcast. All that does is put more eyeballs on the SRD project slash on Ask Gwen, and then hopefully it will translate into earballs. Yes, I said earballs, but that's how you listen to a podcast with your ears. So hopefully that review and rating will translate into more earballs, listening to the SRD project and listening to Ask Win. Now, unfortunately, you can only do it on Apple Podcast on the iPhone. Unfortunately, you can't do it on Apple Podcasts. Maybe you can on the app desktop side, or you can go to podchaser.com and leave a review there. Anyone can do that on podchaser.com or Podded, or just reach out to Brian or myself and we'll show you how. And I appreciate you guys listening and tuning in and keeping up with me and keeping up with Brian. And please, please, please go support Brian and the SRD projects. And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode.